Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. For many of us, we're very lucky. We're born into countries where poverty is very, very limited. And especially when we're talking about true poverty, like you'll see in the Philippines. Now, you certainly don't have to go far in the Philippines to find true poverty, especially around Metro Manila and parts of Cebu. For most of us living in Western countries, we pretty much take for granted our housing, food. We get 3 square meals every day, and we have a reasonable health system that's pretty well accessible to all of us. But for many Filipino people, they don't have that safety net or those luxuries that we take for granted. And for many of them, they don't have comfortable housing. They don't have 3 meals on the table every day, and they certainly don't have access to the good healthcare system that we in the West would have. So when you visit the Philippines, it's very easy to become compassionate towards the Filipino people and to want to help those ones that are less fortunate and maybe living on the streets with no housing, such as we've got in this picture here. And I've seen very compassionate YouTubers giving food out to some people on the streets, and I've also seen many commenters criticizing the YouTubers for doing so. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about, is it really a bad idea to help Filipino street people? I'll give you my views in just a moment. I believe we're living in a world where there's a lot of selfishness, there's a lot of greed, and there's people are becoming less compassionate than ever before. And when I hear people say that it's a bad idea to help the street people of the Philippines who are really struggling, then that gets me a little upset, because I think everybody needs some sort of help at some time, even if it is just a quick meal. Now, the people who say you shouldn't help the street people, they use reasoning such as you will create a form of dependency for these street people and it won't do them any good. In fact, it's actually harming them. They will also tell you that it's teaching the children of the Philippines who live on the streets to keep on begging for money and food from the foreigners. Now, these people who say these things, I'm sure, are very comfortably living in their own countries, such as America, Australia, England, and through various countries through Europe, who are all sitting there in a nice, comfortable, warm house and have 3 meals a day on their table and really want for very little. And these people are also the ones who have become less compassionate for whatever reasons over the years, and really they can't find a bit of compassion for anyone in their lives except for themselves. How can a person who goes to the Philippines and sees people living on the streets, families, kids, with no housing at all, living under cardboard boxes, how can one say they don't deserve some sort of help and given some sort of hope that people actually care about them? Now, when people tell you that giving food to the street people will create a dependency, that's a load of garbage. I've spoken to several Filipino people who have all been in that situation, and they fully understand and they fully comprehend that this is a one-off gift, and they know it's from the generosity of one person, and they're not expecting that that person or other people are going to keep coming back day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. They do understand what is going on. So when these people say you're creating a dependency, that is just a load of tripe and nonsense. My view is what you are creating is hope. When you're living on the streets like that, you don't have a lot of hope. And when somebody comes along and does a generous act towards you, it makes you feel worth something, something more than you were before. It gives you hope in humankind, that people are there looking out for each other. And I'll put it to you, the only people that would disagree with me are those people who have not spoken to Filipino people about this topic, and people who are so far removed from being compassionate that they can't empathise with anybody else. I have no doubt that the world over the years has become a more cold place, and people are becoming so much more selfish than ever before. And when I see these YouTubers who go and they might give some Jollibee meals to some kids and some families, and some YouTubers who might put on some Christmas gifts and some Christmas food once a year to these people, it makes me feel more hopeful about humankind and where we're going. And it gives those people in the Philippines who are living on the street and doing it tough, it really gives them a sense of hope that people do care about them. You've only got to look at their faces when they're given a meal, or these kids at a Christmas party are given gifts. You've only got to look at their faces to know how much it means to them. And anybody who says otherwise is just a very cold-hearted, selfish person with no compassion for humankind. So to all those YouTubers out there who are giving a bit of a hand to the less fortunate people on the streets of the Philippines, don't be swayed by comments from some of these haters, some of these people who have no compassion for anyone bar themselves. Keep on doing what you're doing, because I know that it does give the Filipino people hope in just knowing that somebody actually does care enough about them to give them a meal. I'd be interested to hear your views on this, so feel free to put your comments below, but remain respectful, of course. So guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video around with all your networks. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care, and bye for now.